Hey guys, Milsurp Man here. Today I'm going to go over what I usually do for cleaning military surplus firearms or just firearms in general. Well, this doesn't mean what you do is wrong or what I do is wrong. It's just what I've done for years and what really works for me. I found the process I do works very well in the area I'm in, the climate, everything, all the products I use, I can guarantee 100% for what I do. This is not a video to say what other people do is wrong. As long as you're cleaning your gun, you're doing a good job. And if you're new to the channel or new to firearms in general, I hope this video kind of helps you in the direction you do to take care of your firearms, preserve these pieces of history. If you're in the mill search, preserve your duty firearm or any firearm that you use that you need to take care of and take the time to do the maintenance. So let's get into it. I'm going to go and show you the process that I usually do, and let's do it. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to go into some of the products I use. Number one product I use mostly 100% of the time is this product called Ballistol. It's in the aerosol can, aerosol format, comes with a little red straw. You can spray it in any crevice of a gun, spray it in the bore, you can spray it on the parts and just let it set. You can spray it on a rag and just use it to wipe down a firearm. You can use it for anything, leather, wood. It's good for the wood. Doesn't harm the wood in any way. Actually helps it. I spray it on a rag and rub down my gun stocks. Very good product. Another product I use for rust removal is this 3-in-1 oil. I usually let that sit on a rusty part for a little while, a couple days, let it penetrate that rust. We'll go into that further later on in the video, what I do when it comes to rust. As far as lubrication and just like on duty weapons, I use this Lucas gun oil. Very, very good product. And on the, like just parts that slide or M1s, I actually use this Lucas gun grease. This is really good. And of course, when you come to the bore cleaning on your firearms, I don't know of any other that does as much as Hoppy's number 9. That's an old classic. It's worked for years, and that's what I've used for years, and it works very, very well. So let's get into another part. Okay, another part I want to talk about here real quick is gun cleaning kits. Now, you don't need, if you're just like me, an average guy doesn't have a whole lot of time nor a whole lot of money, you don't need to go out and spend 100, 150 bucks on an Otis cleaning kit or whatever. Even though those are very nice products and very, very good products, you don't need to go over budget yourself on that. This is I think it's actually a Hops number 9 brand pistol cleaning kit. And these brushes are super tough brushes from Walmart. You got a brass brush, steel brush, which I never use, and the nylon heavy duty brush. This is just a cheap Hoppy's number 9 pistol kit. Comes with the stainless pistol cleaning brush or cleaning rod, all the different copper brushes that you need, like the carpet style cleaning brushes. It comes with the bottle Hops number 9 and the Hops oil, which I've never used, so I can't say that's a good product or not. It's never been opened. It just stays there. And these are just some rifle cleaning chamber brushes I just keep in here. The rifle cleaning kit I use is this Made in USA Pro Shop Products Universal Cleaning Kit. And guys, for the money, this is a really great product. Really, really great. I actually bought this at, trying to think, Royal King. It comes with the stainless steel cleaning rod, and I know you're all screaming at me already about using stainless steel cleaning rod on a gun barrel, so it's going to wear the crown and wear the rifling, which it will, but it comes with this awesome little cone that you slide over your bore and protects it, and it never touches, engages the rifle, and never touches the crown. This brass piece touches the crown and keeps from the rod engaged in the rifling, and you can clean and be not too aggressive, but you can put some leverage on this rod and it's not going to break. It's not going to bend on like some other cheap metal kinds of cleaning rods I've used in the past when I was younger. They would just break and bend. These are very heavy duty stainless and it works very well. Comes with nylon brushes. You can buy their brand 30 caliber or whatever brushes that you need, copper brushes. Very, very nice product, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It works very well for me. for what I do. And yeah, let's go on to the next part. Another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get you either a towel or actual cleaning mat. I just use a towel because I haven't gone a cleaning mat. I don't see the need to pay $20 when you can just use an old towel. It works the same purpose. Spray the parts down on it, but it's good to go. You need a old t-shirt or a microfiber rag. The t-shirt's so much for usually if you spray down your parts and you're going to wipe the gunk off of them or wipe them off or clean them out. That is what you use the t-shirt for. I just wipe out the like on a handgun, wipe out the slide, wipe out the lower on AR, wipe out the upper, just general wiping down after you spray the ballast on it, just general wiping it down, cleaning all of the black soot or rust off of something. After time, after you've used it for so long, it'll turn this oily color, and you can use it to wipe down your firearms as well. Another product I really like to use is these microfiber rags, and I use those. It's just like if you go get a firearm out and show somebody, you can take those and just wipe them down, wipe your firearm down. You can just use them if you just need to get your guns out of safe and just general maintenance or just general wipe them off, make sure they're good. You take that rag and you can wipe it's soaked with ballast all, so you can wipe the metal, wipe the wood, wipe everything off, and it's it's not harmful on the metal. Doesn't leave any strings or it doesn't leave any residue from anything. It's just a really, really good thing to use as a oil rag, and it works very, very well for me. Okay, I want to go back to the products here. What I usually do as soon as I get a military surplus rifle or a firearm in general, I break it down all the way, take all the parts off. I take this, if it's a mil serp, I definitely take the barreled action out of the stock, no matter what it is. You never know what's going to be under that wood line. You never know. Your firearm may look perfect on the outside, but I've had cases where I've took the handguard off and the action out of the stock, and it's been a rusty, pitted mess. And that's something you definitely want to take care of. You never want to store a firearm like that. It's slowly decaying and destroying that firearm. So that's something you take care of really quick. Since we've already got on the topic of rusty mess, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do that works for me when dealing with heavy amount of rust. I use this product right here. Well, first, if you're dealing with rust, you want to soak that rust in this 3-in-1 for a little while. Or what I've actually been doing recently that works well is this aerosol ballastol. You can soak that rusty part, soak it. That ballastol actually makes like a non-aerosol big jug of it. You can pour it in a cup and let that part sit, and what you can use to knock the rust off without having to do this special stuff like boiling it like all these other gun tubers do or these other people, which if you don't have time for that with a setup, you can just do this trick. 4/0 steel wool. You can take it super fine, doesn't hurt the finish, doesn't hurt the wood, doesn't hurt anything. You take that steel wool and you just rub it over the surface as fast as you can over the rusty surface, and it will knock the rust off. You wipe it, you take that steel wool and use it over the area. You take a t-shirt and you wipe the excess off. You look at it and you want to keep doing that till you get all the orange rust off. And once you keep doing that, usually you'll come out with a pretty clean rifle. Anytime I've ever done that, it's worked great. It's worked very well, and I've never had an issue with it with all the times I've used it personally. It's worked several times. I've cleaned many firearms like that, and it doesn't have to be this brand. It can be any, as long as it's 4/0. You see the 4/0 steel wool, it'll work. It will not scratch your firearms. What you don't want to do, and I highly advise do not do this, is you never want to start taking a steel brush, or recently I found you don't want to do a bronze brush, because if you start going scrubbing really hard with a bronze brush, it's going to leave some of this bronze on the weapon and on the blue one, and it's going to be really hard to get off, or it's going to scar the rifle permanently. You can sometimes go at it with a nylon brush. It's very soft. You can't hurt the metal nylon. Don't ever go anything above nylon or the 4/0 steel wool. The 4/0 is so fine, it's actually very soft. I'm sorry. And it's actually really, it doesn't hurt anything about the firearm. So stay away from hard bristle brushes. Use a nylon if you have to, or use the steel wool if it comes to rust. Also, you can use the nylon brush for just general cleaning, scrubbing out gunk in a slide, or scrubbing out gunk in a hard to reach place. Okay, like I mentioned before, I use this product Ballistol a whole lot. Like I said, when you take all the weapon out of the action, you've identified if it's got rust or not, you've addressed the rust. Now what you want to do is you want to spray the parts down. I like using this aerosol Ballistol because you can spray all the parts down. You can spray the barrel to action, spray in the barrel. You can spray the screws, spray anything, any part on the rifle, and just let it sit. And the longer it sits, the better it is for the rifle, or better it is for the parts. This Ballistol actually works better over time, and it'll knock any gunk that's off on the parts. And actually, the cool thing about Ballistol is it will leave a film on your rifle. It will leave kind of a protective film. So if you want to put a rifle back into an action and you're worried about the maybe some moisture or something getting under stock, just spray with Ballistol and leave kind of wet. It's not going to hurt it in any way, and just put it back on together, and it'll work. It's a wonderful product, guys. I've used it for years, and you can wipe it over the wood, and you can use it for anything, leather, wood, metal. It's a great product, guys, and that's what I use for basic general cleaning. I don't use anything else. That's all I use. All right. I'm going to tell you what I usually do for if I'm going to be using a firearm a lot, shooting a firearm a lot, or for my duty weapons, my sidearm and my patrol rifle. What I'll use is this Lucas. I use this Lucas a lot on high wear points, high friction areas. I use it on AR-15 bolt carrier groups. I'll lube up the bolt and put it in the receiver. It's just a very good general duty oil. It's not a good cleaner, but it's a good lubricator for the parts. Also, this grease, my rule of thumb is it slides the grease if it rotates, oil it. The grease works really well. It's a very well product. It works very well in extreme heat, extreme duty. It's very, very good for just general cleaning, which you don't want to over grease anything. You just put a little bit on your finger and just put in the groove of a slide or whatever you need to do to apply to those wear points on a firearm. Those products work excellent. I've used them. I've shot a lot with them. They leave very little traces of carbon after you get done. They stay on the gun after high round counts. They're just a very, very very good product is what I'm trying to say. It's a very, very well used product, very well known product. It's a very good product, guys. So that's what I usually do for my modern firearms. Guys are going to be shooting a lot. I actually use this Lucas grease on my M1s. It works very well for them as well. All right, guys. Last one I'm going to talk about is obviously the Hops number 9. Hops number 9, it's been around for years. It works great as a bore cleaner. But I'm going to tell you, if you get a bad bore in a firearm and you're a little disappointed with it, what I usually do, rule of thumb, if that bore's pretty rough from corrosive ammo being fired in it, what I usually do, make sure there's no bore obstructions. I'll take it out of action, make sure there's no pitting on the barrel, make sure there's no pits, make sure everything's okay with that. What I'll do first, before I even clean it, I'll fire that rifle with non-corrosive ammunition. And what that does is that usually blows any kind of crud, rust, or anything out of the bore, blows all that junk out. I'll usually fire about 5 rounds. That usually gets everything out, and it's usually has just pushed all the gunk out of there. What I'll do is I'll come back home and I'll dip my brush, copper brush, in the Ballistol, or not Ballistol, I'm sorry, the Hops number 9. And I'll just go back and forth, scrub the board, just scrubbing, just keep scrubbing, go from chamber in, go from barrel in first, keep going all different directions. Once you do that, you want to take your brush off, put on a cleaning jag with a clean patch, run it through and see what it looks like. Once you do that, you want to put on your jag, put a clean patch on, dip the clean patch in the hops, and run some hops in the bore, going back and forth, both ends, like I said, and just let it sit for a little while. I'll let the hops do its thing, let it sit in there, let it break up the stuff. After you let it sit for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, come back, scrub, take your copper brush, dip it, scrub both ends. After you get done scrubbing, take your patch, run it through, and you want to keep doing that till your patches come out either like just smoke gray, because if a bore's pitted or if a bore's got and then they're never going to come out white. If it comes out just kind of like smoke gray, you're fine. But if it's coming out black or kind of orange looking, you want to keep doing it. Don't stop until that bore's either coming out patches or smoke gray or just very little black on the patch, or if it comes out kind of still white, that's good. But I want to tell you what you want to do after you get done scrubbing, after you're finished, after your patches are coming out okay. You want to keep running patches in until the bore's completely dry. Do not leave hops in the bore. It will corrode your bore. It will damage it. It will. It's not corrosive. I'm trying to think of the word. It will. If it sits on a part, it will do something to it. It'll corrode it in a way. What I do after I dry the bore completely out is I'll take the ballistol and I'll spray it on a patch, spray it in the bore, and I'll just rub that patch up and down the bore and leave it wet if I'm going to keep it stored for a while, or I'll just rub a patch up and down and just let it set until my next range trip. That way you know that bore's coated in oil, it's clean, it's not going to rust on you, all the gunk's out, and you got a film protecting the bore and it's not going to rust on you. If you're firing corrosive ammunition, however, here's what I recommend doing. After you fire your corrosive ammunition at the range, you want to go ahead and fire some non-corrosive ammo, get all that corrosive salts blowed out of the action, like I said. And then you want to come home and either use ballistol in the jug form and solidify it with water. You want to use hot water or Windex. The main thing is the water's pushing the salts out. You want to leave that barreled action setting up somewhere with using the water, the hot soapy water, the ballistol, or just sometimes just straight up ballistol works too. But it solidifies with water is another reason to use that product. You can mix it so much with water, and it's an excellent cleaner for muzzleloaders and stuff as well. But you just turn that barrel action up somewhere on a towel or a cleaning mat and just spray the bore with that hot water, hot soapy water, Windex or ballistol, and just let it sit and keep spraying it out. And you'll notice the crud come out. And then you continue to clean like regular. Cleaning the bore is the most important part on the gun, aside from getting it out of action and make sure there's no rust. You got to keep your bores clean, guys. And hopefully the tips and tricks I've showed you or told you about today will help you keep your bores better clean. This just works for me. I've been doing it for years. It's worked for me. I'm not saying anything anybody else does is wrong. It's just what I've done, and it works very, very great for me. So I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know something you want to see. Like I said in the last video, YouTube's not letting me use the community post right now, so I can't keep in contact with you guys. But if there's stuff you like to see or more videos you like to see, just let me know. I'll try to do my best to do them. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, and God bless.